Lindsay Lohan, Lowenbrow, Lowrider, great lows all. Add to that list James Lowe, the Virginian, who after an opening round win sits atop the points of the Bootleg Racing League's premier series. The anticipation of a season that still has a long way to go before the trophies are engraved is the impetus that attracts both driver and fan here tonight. Sponsored by the Cruise Shop from Myrtle Beach Speedway, it's round 2 of the Outlaw Modified Series, and you can see all the simulated SK Modified short track action from Green Flag to Victory Donuts live as it happens right here on the Global SimRacing Channel. Hello and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. Yours truly, Bill Soupson, joined way up in the press box to bring you our Word's Eye View by Dawson Brock. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders tonight is Sean Crackers Ambrose, armed with cameras locked and loaded by Dougie Beer. Dawson, tell us a little bit about tonight's venue.
Well, Bill, Myrtle Beach is a semi-banked half-mile. It is home to races like the Icebreaker 200 and the annual Myrtle Beach 400. This track started as a dirt track, but was paved in 1974 and has been an iconic track in South Carolina since. Myrtle Beach's relatively flat corners and a long front stretch make for some great short track racing. Drivers will have to be aware of the rumble strips inside of turns 1 and 2 as they can really upset the handling of the car. Let's get a good look at what this track is all about and take a ride on the GSRC SK Modified.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Global SimRacing Channel. I'm Brian Yazek, taking you for a spin around the Myrtle Beach Speedway here, the GSRC SK Mods. Without further ado, here we go. Quick guide. Down around the front stretch, kind of a swooping into the corner sort of situation. I'm going to let it float there on the bottom. Don't hit those rumble strips. It will make the car very, very loose and very, very unstable. Down here into turn 3, once again, kind of follow the dotted lines on the track. Kind of tells you the right way to go and what sort of angle you want to take into the corners. It's kind of like driving down the highway. Stay in your lane and you'll be all right. Back down here into turn 1 again, and a diamond off the middle. Try to drive it straight off. Don't get onto the power too fast. You'll end up plowing that fence down off of turn 2 and be a very quick day. Down here into turn 3 and 4 once again, coming off of the bottom, following those lines, off of turn 4 and across the line. That's going to complete our guide here around the Myrtle Beach Speedway. I'm Brian Yazek. Enjoy the show.
That lap guide, as well as everything on this broadcast, is sponsored by the good folks at the Cruise Shop. Hey, the Cruise Shop has been in operation since 1986. They are a team of highly experienced travel agents that have a huge passion for travel. They specialize in cruises, all-inclusive resorts, escorted tours, Disney and family travel groups, honeymoons, and weddings. They would love the opportunity to help you plan your next vacation. Give them a call today, 260-755-6125, or visit them online at thecruiseshopfw.com. The Cruise Shop is dedicated to fulfilling their clients' dreams one destination at a time. And let me add a few things. If you're scared about taking a cruise because maybe you're scared of the water or you get seasick, here's what I want you to do. Check out the Rocky Mountaineer. It's a luxury tourist train operating in Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest. It goes from Vancouver, takes you through like Lake Louise and Banff in Canada, Glacier National Park. Only travels in the daytime. It has these big domed glass train cars. Man, oh man. Then it stops and it puts you out into a luxury hotel for the night. Man, that sounds like the way to go if you don't want to cruise. All right, let me take you around the point standings right now. And we look up here, you see James Lowe out in front. We talked about it. He had the win in the opening round. He's a point ahead of J.R. Shepard. Shepard will be moved to the back. Tristan Martz, Chris Passini, and Tim Shanoski. Now, Passini and Shanoski, we expect them to be up there. Tristan Martz, that's a kind of surprise to see him sitting in 3rd position. Last time I checked, I did not see Joshua Banks. He finished in the 12th position last time, scheduled to start on the pole. I don't think he's here today. Yeah, I'm not seeing him, so we'll wait to see if he makes a late turn up. All right, we're always picking up new viewers. They're always tuning in to watch the SK Modified here in this Bootleg Outlaw Modified Series. So with that in mind, let's go to Dawson Brock to tell you a little bit about the race details.
All right, well, this is going to be the 2nd round here in this season. So if you are just joining us for the first time, hey, you haven't missed out on much. We've got plenty more races to come. It's going to be a 100-lap race. Now, another thing here in the Bootleg series is you are not allowed to take tires. Once that car goes up on the jacks, you are automatically disqualified. So you're going to have to make these tires last 100 laps. So it's going to change how drivers drive throughout the race. Now, we are seeing fixed setup, but I do believe this is open if everything I've checked is correct. So drivers are able to make their own tweaks. You know, some guys are going to have faster cars than others. We do have a lucky dog in case you get into some trouble. You can get back later in the race. Also, one fast repair, and that'll come in handy. You want to hold on to that thing as long as you can. Now, grid inverts, a top 12 of the previous race. We just heard Bill talking about this just a little bit ago. If you finished in 12th from last week, you're going to start on the pole. And if you finish in 13th, well, you're going to start in 13th. So the grid invert, able to create competition and keep guys coming up. You know how these short tracks are, Bill. Really hard to pass.
It has been hard to pass. One of the beauties of the dynamic of the inverted grid is it makes for some great racing. A large field here tonight, 22 cars. So it's going to be not only to have to worry about getting to the front, but you got to worry about lap traffic as well if we have a long green flag run. And we're looking at Ruben Altice in the number 11 car, currently sitting 8th in practice. That's the 15 of Chris Bassini looking to get into the inside of him.
Already getting some racing here. We've just started practice.
You see they're working too wide there. Bassini seems to be good on the inside. This is a nice 2x2 racing. Get a little feel for what's in store here today.
Tell you what, that's really important. What are we going to see in this race? Is the dominant side going to be down low, or are drivers going to be able to work up on that high side? Maybe later on in the race, once we get some rubber in some certain areas, maybe we'll see guys take more opportunities on that second lane. I know here at Myrtle Beach, that second lane can carry a lot of momentum, especially down that long front stretch.
Here's the veteran, Donnie Moore, out there, racing in his familiar number 26 car. He is right behind James Lowe, the opening round winner. Low in the 99. A little bit of racing and traffic going on. Chris Bassini at that one as well. And then the train is read by Ruben Altice.
How close these guys. Nobody really pulling away from each other. This should be a good race. I'm looking through the times, and everybody seems to be within 2/10 of each other. So really talented.
Scrolling through to see if anybody unfamiliar is here. I believe these are all pretty much household names. Can we go ahead and put the camera on car number 8, Sarah Marie Spiller. She's back out here making another run. She's got Brian Dean right behind her in the 23 going underneath. That pass is made nicely. Oh, I apologize as Brian gets up. And my goodness, get that commentator curse out of the way early. Sarah, that wasn't your fault. Brian got in on the inside curbing there, shot back up in front of him.
You see right there, I mean, these flat turns here at Myrtle Beach, how easy it is. You can just get a little bit loose and you get sideways in front of 2 other cars. And hopefully we don't see too much of that tonight. I'd like to see some good green flag racing.
Jeff Dooley in the number 12. Having a real good practice, sitting 4th overall. 2nd now. Who would our fastest practicer be? Well, none other than J.R. Shepard. Here's the 44. Jeff Harden.
See, I was looking at a nice little paint scheme he's got on there. St. Louis Cardinals. Just opening day earlier this week. Brewers fan, so I can't say I'm too thrilled about the paint, but you know, whatever, we'll let it slide.
And by the way, opening day was just a few days ago. They can open it up in Japan or in Australia or on Mars for all I care. Opening day isn't until it opens here, usually in Cincinnati. Hey, let's take a look at Robbie Robinson. Now he races in the 66. That has a tendency to be the number 99 a lot because he's able to flip that car over more often than it should. Racing out there in the Arctic Cat machine as we ride on board looking over his left shoulder. That's a good shot. I like that camera angle.
Lime green bars and Arctic Cat color. It's also got it on the rims. You can't see it right now.
You know, iRacing is really good for giving us camera angles. The one that I really would love to see, and I don't believe we're able to do it, is a pedal cam. Boy, that would sure be nice if they could give us that. We'd love to see people work the pedals. What would a Bootleg Racing League race be without a little bit of J.R. Shepherd out there? As we look at Brian Dean right now, sitting in the pit lane. JR's taking his car in the pits, the 90 number 98. Everybody's starting to come in now. Yeah, the practice just about wrapping up. There's only a few cars out there. How about Todd Liston in the 87? Take a look at him. There's Matthew Aubrey, we can see. Liston just put it on the inside curbing. Just a handful of seconds left before we go to the grid. These guys are just wrapping it up, getting the feel for it, taking a break, catching a breath before we go racing in anger. As we look at the Hoosier, Todd Liston practice is over. And with that, Dawson, what we'll do since we're going to roll around, let's take it a row at a time here. We'll shuffle up the order. Sitting up in front when they decide to go out there and grid it up, on the front row, it is going to be Todd Liston, and he's going to be inside of the number 14 of Kenny Kibbe. Dawson?
Row 2, we got Ruben Altice starting on the inside, and then Mark Herzog outside of him in 4th position.
There are veterans in row 3, Donnie Moore and Tim Shanowski.
Chris Piscini going to start in 7th, and then J.R. Shepherd going to start in 8th.
Last week's winner, James Lowe, gets shuffled up to 9th. He picks up about 3 spots because of some no-shows here, one of those being Joshua Banks. Jeffrey Harden is going to be outside of Lowe in 10th.
Now we start outside the top 10. We got Matthew Aubrey and Dan Butler starting 11th and 12th.
In the Baker's Dozen spot, it's Joshua Buckley, flanked by Kurt Meeks.
We got Kurt Smith, John Hines starting 15th and 16th.
The more handsome of the Schnatsky brothers, Matt, down there in 17th. He's going to be inside of Robbie Robinson.
Jeff Dooley and Brian Dean going to make out row 9.
In Blackjack, it's the boss, Lowell Jewell. Not sure if he's going to be able to race with us today. He's in the middle of a move. He's in race control. Okay, but Sarah Spiller will be able to race as she's down there. Let's move her up. She started in 22nd. She'll be starting in 21st when it's all said and done. Round 2. Sponsored by the Cruise Shop. Sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League. This is the Outlaw Modified Series. The 2019 spring season from Myrtle Beach.
Restart right away. Going to be really interesting. We'll see how these guys shuffle out, how long they're going to stay side by side, or maybe going to give up a couple of positions so you don't have to go 2 by 2 and save those tires.
Last week it was all about the inside line. Let's see if that carries over here. Liston in control in the 87. He waits, he waits, he waits, he waits. Todd Liston leads the Stampede down into the first corner. Number 14, Kenny Kibbe tucks into 2nd. Ruben Altice on the inside, hanging on to 3rd. Tim Shanowski is stuck outside. He wants to get in, but there is no room, as here comes the 26 on the inside, trying to keep Shanowski stuck up top.
A little bit of a checkup early on that restart. We had a little bit of contact. James Glow was involved in that, but everything good so far. Field looking clean.
The racing is for third position right now, as you can see. Altice trying to keep Tim Shanoski from getting to the inside. That's a great camera angle up there. I love that. 2x2, they go all the way around the field. Now you look at Shanoski. He's out there. You're clear, Tim, if you want to duck it down, and he does. Up in front, working on the outside. Listed is stuck high. Kimmy gets underneath them. They are too wide for the lead. New leader.
Just saw Shanoski make a pass on that high side, and right away we're seeing good signs of it. Todd Liston going to be able to work that high side and get around Kenny Kibbe. Gets a little bit wide on that turn.
Yeah, the question is, now remember, Liston is your pole sitter. Did he surrender the inside, thinking the outside line is the way to go? Maybe so. As he continues to race hard up top, look at the momentum he gets off of 2. They drive down into 3 and 4, and the outside line seems to be working.
Shanoski's now knocking on the door. He's looking for an opportunity.
Kibbe just cannot clear him, and the question is, when Kibbe does, will he pull up into the high line? Liston gets momentum off the top. This will be interesting to see if he clears Kibbe. He does not. So watching is Shanoski. Here comes J.R. Shepard looking for an opening. Oh, Dawson, those 2 cars racing side by side up front has brought the rest of the field in together. Now Liston gets it cleared and tucks down underneath.
Good J.R. Shepard already, you can see he's getting a great run. He's going to get to the inside of Tim Shanoski, all the way down almost to the grass. Coming into turn 1, got to avoid that rumble strip. Side by side for third place.
What an interesting racing line from the veteran. He just wanted to get as far away from Shanoski as he could. They come across the line battling for third right now. Up in front, Liston was able to fend off the attack of Kibbe, so the pole sitter remains out in front. Shepard underneath Shanoski. Now look a little bit farther back to behind those blue cars. We'll watch him. You don't need to go there. But James Lowe, the last round winner, is working on the inside of Ruben Altice. The big names are coming.
Kenny Kibbe making a move on the inside. Almost gets the lead from Todd Liston, but he got that great run, and now he's sideways.
Oh, we got cars. Todd Liston is up in the wall.
Ooh, looked like contact with the tires. We'll have to go to the replay to make sure, but boy, that's the problem. Your leaders getting into contact early.
Right, and we're going to take a look at this one. As Liston goes up in the wall, Tim Shanoski has nowhere to go. He was on the high line fighting for a spot as well. He gets right into Shanoski with a T-bone. Looks like we're under yellow there. Here we go. Now we're going to pick it up. Liston on the high side, Kibbe down low. It's the front row we're watching. Boom.
Shanoski, like you said, nowhere to go, ends up in the wall. Hopefully not too much damage and that car will be okay.
Well, the good news is they do have a fast repair, so if he wants to come in, we've got 12 laps under the belt. You don't want to burn your ace too early, but he might need to do that. Yeah,
he just did. He brought it into the pits and got out right away using his quick repair. So now he doesn't have that safety net. He's got to think about that through this entire race. We have a big field here. Shanoski's going to be slated all the way back at 21st, so it's going to be really hard for him to work his way back up through this field.
It looks like Liston didn't like what he had either, so he's going to bring it in. So that puts Kenny Kibbe. He started on the outside of row 1. He has managed to get to the front. He'll have multi-time champion J.R. Shepard starting on the outside. And honestly, the way that Myrtle Beach is racing right now, I'm not so sure that's all that much of a disadvantage. Chris Spacini is going to be inside of row 2. Last week's winner, James Lowe, has managed to work his way up 5 spots, sits in 4th position.
And, you know, let's talk about that. I mean, this has been great racing so far. Both, you know, we aren't seeing the one line be dominant, you know, and I love seeing this. Get the leaders side by side. All of a sudden, the rest of the field kind of sucks up, and now you've got 3 or 4 cars all battling for one position.
We always like to keep an eye on who's in 12th position. Right now, that is the 00 of Matt Shanoski. John Hines sitting in 21st, just outside of the transfer position, but still a lot of racing to go. Pace car is in. Kenny Kibbe will have control of the field. Now our pole sitter took a long time before he went green. Todd Liston made him wait. Kibbe's doing the same thing. He waits, and now he gets the jump. Shepard has an opening if he wants it. He does not take it. He's going to leave the inside line open for Pasini. And now they single file. Pasini drops into third. Let's see what Shepard does. James Lowe watching from fourth position.
An opportunity here into turn one. Not quite going to get onto the inside of Pasini. An attempt made.
They are single file all the way back to 10th position where Dan Butler's in a battle with Kurt Smith. There you see him coming at you. One car after another. Nice train of cars. And a more aggressive back farther we're looking at there. There's Butler on the inside. Kurt Smith on the outside. That familiar 00 machine, that is Matt Shanowski. Single file ahead of him. The racing is right back here. And my goodness, it's a pinata full of bees back here. Kurt Smith is the leader of the cars on the outside, doing a good job of making that line work. Almost getting into him is the 22 of Dan Butler. Woo.
Great run from Kurt
Moore
Smith.
Goes to the top side, yeah. Donnie Moore in the 26 drifted up high as if he were protecting the outside, guarding the outside like a park ranger. But now they go underneath. Smith gets the best of them.
Close racing. We got a caution. So Kurt Meeks' car sideways. The 18 machine.
They were 3 wide. Meeks and Sarah Maria Spiller. And then down on the load side was Tim Shanowski. I think Shanowski might have got into Spiller, and Spiller then might have got into Meeks. Yeah. Well, right on board was Spiller. She's going to be in the stealer wheel position. The clown will be Shanowski. The joker will be Meeks. There you go. Meeks gets the worst of that. Coming back live. Sarah Maria staying out there.
Just one notable pit stop this time. Todd Liston brought his car in, and looks like he used a quick repair.
Todd involved in that earlier incident. I believe he came in, got repairs without taking the quick repair after the first incident. Probably said this is going to work. Come in and get a fresh car. All right, well, Kenny Kibbe was on the inside last time, and he had the veteran J.R. Shepard to his outside. He was managed to hang on to the lead. Pasini and Lowe, they also raced 3rd and 4th at the last restart.
And you called it, the leader on that inside, waiting. It kind of stacked up the field last time, and I think that played into the reason of why that top 5, 6, they were all single file. We'll see if anything changes this restart.
We'll be working lap number 25 when we go green, round number 2 here in the Outlaw Modified Series, the 2019 Spring Championship. Altice back in 5th, and Jeff Harden outside of him in row 3. All right, Kibbe in control. Boy, he is really slow. He waits. Now he goes. He gets a good jump. Shepard does not bring the car down to the inside line. That does leave an opportunity for Chris Pasini if he can keep the inside. Shepard gets a good drive off of 2. The inside line is there if you want it, JR. He tucks it down in.
It's a good run, and he's going to look to the inside here into turn 1. Boy, look at that. What a move. Kibbe just trying to fight up there. Piscini gonna follow him a little bit on that upper side of the track. We're gonna see if he's able to hold on to J.R. Shepherd, or if he's, yeah, he got a great corner there, and he's gonna slide right up in front of Kenny Kibbe.
But a drive off a 2 from Kibbe, tracks it down on the inside. Now he's got to see if he can make it stick. Watch Shepherd, he knows when to get the gas down. He gets it powering through, and he's going to bring along Chris Piscini as well on that outside line. Great racing being put on here. Thank you, Myrtle Beach. What a great racetrack.
To see how long these two stay side by side. Piscini jumping up the track just a little bit, James Lowe, and we have another caution. Ooh, lots of cars.
Oh, this is a big one. This one is going to start from a car getting loose up in front here. We'll see if we can find out who it is.
Butler.
Yeah, it is the 22. You got it. Good catch on that, Dawson. It's the 22. The problem is he gets sideways and probably got a little help.
I tell you what, the orange paint scheme there, as you can see, kind of helped me picture or find out what car that was. That 22.
We'll watch it from Tim Shanowski's point of view. It was Donnie Moore that got the right rear tire in there on Butler. That's what turned him around, and then, my goodness, they all started coming.
And Tim Shanowski, he was way back in that pack. You know, you almost don't even see it coming. Right on board with Donnie Moore here.
There's the cap. Yep. Donnie drives away, and the rest of them pile in. Cars involved John Hine. I think Kurt Meeks might have got a Robbie Robinson, I think, got part of that one.
Donnie Moore, as you can see on pit road, he's going to take his quick repair. We were just riding on board with Tim Shanowski there a little bit earlier, and he's one of those cars that doesn't have that quick repair anymore, so whatever damage he gets, he's stuck with unless he can come and repair it the hard way.
So here's the important news. iRacing has scored J.R. Shepherd as the leader. Chris Piscini gets credit for second. That's going to move Kenny Kibbe back to the second position. Or, I'm sorry, inside of row 2. Be interesting to see what Piscini has in store for Shepherd on the outside.
We've seen that outside. It's been plenty strong to get around, and you know, maybe he can gather it up. Let's see what J.R. Shepherd can do here, though. He's going to have control of the field. We've seen Kenny Kibbe a couple times. He's kind of stacked up the field and taken it slow. We'll see maybe if J.R. Shepherd will kind of hesitate and then go. I mean, he's a pretty good driver. We can expect something that'll work, but...
Jeff Dooley in car number 12 sits in 12th. That is our transfer spot up into the pole. He's going to have Todd Liston looking to get that spot, sitting in the Baker's Dozen position in 13th. Kurt Meeks also looking to get up a spot in 14th back there. We'll keep an eye on that one also. They start to go 2 by 2 now. Multi-time champion J.R. Shepherd out in front. He gridded in 8th. He has made his way to the front of the field. 98 goes. A pretty good jump from Piscini. Bumping and banging in the back, and it's out again. That did not get very far. Oh, nope, I guess we're still green. Sorry, I thought we were going to go under yellow. We're staying green. My rods and cones fooled me there.
A little bit of the... Kurt Smith got to pull on just a little bit. Looking okay. There you see Ruben Altice, Kurt Smith. They're the first cars 2 by 2, fighting for 5th place.
Smith has been all over this racetrack, trying to work the high side, the low side, whatever works as he continues to try to work his way up. He's up 10 spots. He started at 15.
Oh no!
Oh no! And now he's in the wall. Backwards. Was Altice.
23 of Brian Dean. He's around 2. Seemed like a side effect of the entire incident. Wild ride there with Ruben Altice.
An interesting one. If we could look at car number 6 of Kurt Smith. He's kind of last to the scene here, and I'll let you be the driver at home. You pick your racing line. See if you can figure out how to avoid this one. See, Kurt gets it up in the wall. Oh, there it is. He comes in and gets it again. Kurt was involved in it early and late.
Yeah,
Looking at him.
It looked like he just kind of tried to get a good run out of the corner and got into the gas a little too early, caught that outside wall.
But he does not want to surrender track position. He sits in 6th, and the dealer's asking him, how many cards do you want? And he says, I'll play the ones I got. He's going to stay out there.
We saw a couple incidents earlier with Todd Liston's car, and he tried to stay out and not use that quick repair, but he ended up coming in for it later. We'll have to see if Kurt Smith has to do the same.
Up front, Bassini did all he could to try to get alongside of Shepard, but Shepard was just too tough. It was about a half a lap. Bassini ducked into the inside line ahead of Kenny Kibbe. James Lowe continues to race in 4th. He's your point leader coming into this race. If things stay the way they are right now, probably won't be, as J.R. Shepard's going to get the lion's share of the points and probably be in the front, but we still have a long way to go.
Looking through the field here, and I'm seeing quite a few cars with a little bit of damage on their rear. I'm not sure if that's going to really affect them too much. Cars like Matt Shinosky, his car a little beat up in the back. Jeff Dooley.
So we look at Shinosky's tail of Shinosky's car off the nose of Herzog. All right. They get in their two wide formation. Don't need to go there. I'll just tell you that the guy in the 12th spot is Robbie Robinson. He's got Donnie Moore and John Hine behind him, looking to get to that transfer spot. Right now, all of our attention goes up front. The veteran, J.R. Shepard, in control of the field. Let's see if Bassini can time this. Another good jump from Shepard. Bassini does not get down to the inside.
Try and fend off Kenny Kibbe. It looks like he will for the time.
Come around. Kurt Smith doing a pretty good job in the number 6 car after getting bumped around, but he's fallen down to 8th, losing a few spots. They are single file in front of him. In fact, they're single file all the way back to the transfer spot. Mark Herzog in a side-by-side battle. Let's go there with Robbie Robinson. They're behaved up front. Let's watch a little of this battle going on. Oh my! That's the 44. Yeah, John Harden was slow. Buckley brings out the yellow. Buckley gets loose, and I talked about Jeffrey Harden being slow. That's because Jeffrey Harden did his very best, as we're on the pace car there, to stay off of Buckley. Buckley gets loose as Harden right behind him. Harden just gives him a little tap.
He almost taps him twice. It looked like once to kind of get the car loose, and then taps him. He's got it saved, and then he taps him again. I think the 44 would be a good machine to ride on board if we can get that.
Currently sitting in 7th position. Now we're looking hard. We are on board with them. Comes up behind Buckley. Does he help him? Oh, I guess we're a little late. That was after. We're going to try one more time. Our director's going to get this one. Here we go. Little tap. Yep. And then another little tap, and then he goes in the wall. We're going to give him the benefit of the doubt as our director had a good look at it, and it felt a little bit like netcode to Crackers. Thank you, Crackers.
Just about halfway into this race, we had a good green flag run right away, but other than that, we've had a couple cautions plaguing the second half of this first half.
Well, eventually they will run out of fast repairs and people will have to actually retire. J.R. Shepard doesn't mind the yellow flags. Can't pass me if we're racing under caution. Little advice to Chris Bassini. Let's try and time it, Chris. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a jump on J.R. Shepard there and steal one from him.
Yeah, I think that the problem hasn't been him starting on the high side. It's just been JR has been getting a great jump every time. If he can get up alongside him into 1 and 2, he might have a shot at least challenging Shepard.
Probably worried about picking up the black flag for passing. We'll see how that works. Kibbe holds position in 3rd. James Lowe, he worked his way up from 9th. He's settled into 4th position.
Well, right behind him, Jeff Dooley's started in 19th. He's up to a top 5. Great run for him so far.
Donnie Moore has got himself in the 12th spot. All right, let's put our attention back up on old number 98. Pace car is in the pits and pulling away. Another great jump from the 98. James Lowe saying, let's go to Chris Bassini. Give him a little bit of a push. Shepard driving away with it. Bassini able to tuck into 2nd. Kibbe Lowe under attack from Matt Shanowski. Shanowski up 12 spots, started 17th, racing inside the top 5 now.
Little checkup just behind that, Jeffrey Harden. All is good though.
There's Harden in the 44. All the incidents, all the trouble have happened back here in mid-pack. And you're looking at Kurt Smith in that number 6 machine. I just don't know how fast he is anymore. He's racing the top side. Boy, he lets Aubrey get underneath on Aubrey. Thought he took it in hot. I love that camera shot right there as they come around the, watch him on the entire lap. There they go by again. That's a great shot. Now they come at you.
Kurt looked a little bit slow, but he's done a great job trying to fend off Matthew Arbery.
Boy, that's where the action is. They're single file up ahead of these guys. There's quite a bit of a bifurcation between Harden and Aubrey right now. Almost a full second between 7th and 8th. We're going to ride on board with Robbie Robinson.
Take a look at how close he gets. You can see that car right there. Kurt Smith. Herzog looking. Now he's going to pick the low side, just going to slot right behind Robbie Robinson. Robinson able to make the pass into Kurt.
You're not missing anything up front. They race in single file. A few people taking peeks every once in a while, but there are no passes made. This is where the action is. Herzog clears all the nonsense now. He's on the inside. I think he's clear. Smith still stuck on the outside. That 21 is John Hine underneath Smith now.
Well, the battle's going right around for that transfer spot, that 11th, 12th position.
Belongs to Kurt Smith.
more. He's going to get a little bump. He's able to save it.
Dean is in the wall. Is this going to bring out the yellow? He is perpendicular to the track.
And the yellow is out.
It does. I don't know if he had help here. He just had to take evasive action. When Moore and Kurt Smith got together, Dean just decided to avoid hitting them by putting it in the wall. Watch the two cars in front of the orange car there. They get together, and Dean just takes off. We'll try one more time. Oh, this is good. See Dean on the outside in that citrus-flavored car. The two white cars get together. Maybe there was contact.
I've taken a couple looks at it. I don't think so. It looked like just very reactionary and just bad luck.
All right, Dawson. We're past halfway. 40 to go. Shepard, Passini, 1-2 in the front row. Kibbe, Lowe, this is how they've been for every restart. Ooh, the last 3 or 4. Matt Shanoski in 5th. Getting the wave around is the Butler.
And right around this point of the race, now you're going to see more and more as we get farther on. How much are tires, have guys used it up in that first half of the race? Guys like J.R. Shepard, maybe him being out front, he's been able to save those tires.
You got to figure the driver who was up 12 spots started in 17th, racing in 5th. Matt Shanoski must have used up something to get where he is. That 00 sitting on the inside of row 3. He'll try to get inside of James Lowe, but Lowe is really good in the number 99. Right on board of Shanoski, looking ahead at the 99.
We talked about this earlier, Shanoski having that rear damage that we saw, and it hasn't seemed to really affect him. He's done a great job. The car seems to be plenty fast, and he's able to still be battling here up in the top 5.
Shout out to a fan favorite, Sarah Marie Spiller. She is up 7 positions, now in 15th spot. Got a shot, Sarah, at the transfer position. It's just right there. Joshua Buckley, Ruben Altice, and then you're to Donnie Moore. He'll be a tough customer.
I've broadcast this bootleg series a lot, and it's unbelievable what getting to that 12th spot can do for you in the next week. I mean, We've seen guys where they'll go 3/4 of the race and it can't be passed. So all it takes is one shot here, and all these mid-car cars, they're not midfield cars, they're all fighting for that 12th spot because that can mean big things the next week.
And they come in as we're about to go green. They talk to us pre-race. They say, Soup, Sean, Dawson, we're up here. We're going to do our best to stay out of trouble. We're going to try to stay in the lead. Driver right now wanted to stay in lead is J.R. Shepard. He gets another good start. Can Kibbe do anything on the inside of Passini? Passini says no. 15 pulls out ahead. Kibbe has to drop into 3rd position. Low under attack from Matt Shanoski.
His car got a little bit loose. He lost a little time to Lowe.
Look at this mess behind. This is a battle for, I guess, would be 7th position. Dooley on the outside, Robinson on the inside. Then they're just lined up 2 by 2 by 2 like animals trying to get on the arc. Again, boy, Robbie Robinson in the 56 doing a great job. The 66 doing a great job of keeping off of Jeff Dooley. Dooley now out in front of the chaos. They are thinking about going 3 wide behind him. Robbie Robinson has taken his half right out of the middle. And that leaves Matthew Aubrey the shot of maybe going on the top side. And the number 21 of John Hine might go underneath. Oh, look at this.
Aubrey just got a little bit too high in that one turn, and it was able to give John Hine the position. Now Mark Herzog gonna try and battle for it.
That's Herzog in 12th. No, let me correct it. That's Donnie Moore in 12th. He had that transfer spot. That's where he lives. Joshua Buckley, Ruben Altis would like to get that spot if they could. Up front, they are single file. We are missing nothing. Shepard, Bassini, Kibbe, Lowe, and Sianowski. Laps to go. Let's take a peek of the leaders. There goes the number 98 just underneath the camera. Bassini about 2 car lengths back. Kibbe about 2 car lengths behind that. Lowe in 4th. Matt Sianowski is done. The 00 has nothing left.
You know, and you talked about that, you know, from 17th to 5th, how much of his tires could he have used up getting all the way up? And, you know, maybe that's what's happening right now. The tire's just not as good as the other 4 leaders.
He's got to wait for the guys in front to get side by side or to make a mistake. Ooh. Otherwise, he'll have to settle for a top 5. Look at that.
And Sianowski getting into the inside wall there just a little bit. Maybe slowed him down just a tad that lap.
He's got about 5 car lengths on Jeff Dooley. Oh no! Going around, oh, and then getting tapped. It was the car of, was that Sarah Marie Spiller? No, going around was Donnie Moore. Spiller got into him. Take a look at Donnie. What happened, Donnie? Well, Donnie got to the inside. You know what? He got to the inside of Matt Aubrey. Great job from Matt Aubrey. Look at Aubrey in that light blue car saving. Well, right on board with Moore.
Moore does a great job here of giving room. The only problem is the car behind him just doesn't check up quick enough.
Yep, I think you got it. They make contact, and then Moore gets around.
It's just one of those situations you're darned if you did, darned if you didn't, so no correct answer.
And it looks like Donnie Moore is going to stay there a little bit, so what does that do to our transfer spot? Well, looks like it's Joshua Buckley in 12th right now. Kurt Meeks looking in from the outside in 13th. Plenty of time for that to switch around before this race is done. Sponsored by the Cruise Shop. But they just don't do cruises. They'll get you set up for whatever vacation you want. I'm telling you, check into that train. That looked really good. These race cars don't have much view in them. You sit inside, boy, it's hard to see anything. You get on that train, they put you in these glass dome trains. Oh my gosh. Take you right through the Rockies.
I really like that because, you know, you hear those stories about cruises and not liking it. And when you said, wait, you know, there's another option.
That's it.
That's speaking right to me. I love that. Land
cruising. Take you there. You see scenery you won't be able to see from the road. Those trains go places no man has gone before. All right. Let's get down to business here. We got working lap number 78. They start to go double file. There'll be 21 laps to go when they go green. That's close enough. My partner Sean Crackers Ambrose is not on the microphone today, so the responsibility is going to fall to me. I'm not going to do nearly as good a job as my partner does. As we race here, it's just about that time. They come around the number 98. Give me the funk, gotta have that funk! J.R. Shepard out in front with 21 laps to go. Chris Bassini, Kenny Kibbe, James Lowe, Matt Shanoski on the inside. We said he was done. Let's see if the number 12 of Jeff Dooley can get that 5th position. Hang on a minute, duck into the inside now. He's been saving it. James Lowe, where's he racing? Well, where else than the low line? That's what James does. He's on the inside of Kenny Kibbe. And he touches Kibbe. Kibbe goes around. He saves it.
Oh.
And now Dooley gets into it and Kibbe is around.
You were right on. Kenny almost had it saved. He had it saved, in fact, for a second, and then... Oh, no, we'll have to see it on the replay. It's a tough situation there.
If it only would have been Lowe and Kibbe, Kibbe would have had this one. But Dooley came up, he had nowhere to go. So Jeff Dooley does get the 5th position. But he doesn't do it the way I thought. I thought he'd get around Matt Shanoski. He just ends up vulturing it from Kibbe's attrition. Here's Dooley. That's Shanoski in the blue car. Both of these guys are going to get by. Shanoski's going to get by a little easier than Dooley does. Lowe and Kibbe get together. Dooley finishes the job.
And Kenny Kibbe's car is done for the night. It was crab walking into the pits, and the engine blew, so I believe Kenny Kibbe's night will be done.
Ruben Altice gets the transfer position. Kurt Meeks in 13th. J.R. Shepard in the lead as we ride on board with Altice. Looking back at the man who wants that spot. Why is 12th so important? Well, if you haven't caught on yet, that's the spot that puts you on the pole for the next race. J.R. Shepard out in front. The car that has led the most laps is the pace car. It has been an incident-filled event. $16 to go. We're going to bring it home from here, Dawson. This is a green flag the whole way from here on out.
Yeah, I really hope so, because this track, as we saw earlier on, I mean, when you get some green flag laps, you have great opportunities for racing. One of them that I'm going to be looking forward to on this restart is going to be if Chris Bassini, you know, he's had how many attempts at J.R. Shepard, and J.R. has just beat him on every single one. What are the odds? Maybe he gets the right odds and is able to stick with him this restart. I don't know. We'll have to see. James Lowe, he'll have an opportunity too. Maybe if Chris doesn't get the right restart, James is going to be starting on the low side this time.
Bassini's going to have to time the count like a defensive lineman against a quarterback there. Just don't want to get an offsides penalty. And there he is. The New York Panini. One of the commentators foolishly said that by mistake. Some people just will not let things go. Matt Shanoski, I think, is in trouble in the number 4 position, the 00 outside of row 2. I think Jeff Dooley is hungry. Look for Dooley to try to get that position. All right, here we go. 12 to go. The best start so far from Chris Bassini. He's actually in the hunt. Actually in the hunt this time. The problem is he was so close that now James Lowe is down on the low line. That low is his preferred position. Bassini able to get down there and close the door. Shanoski, what are you talking about, Sue? I'm fine as he hangs on to 4th position. Jeff Dooley had nothing for him.
Ooh, and here comes Jeff Dooley. Got close that time. Not going to be quite enough. We'll have to see. Maybe he gets another opportunity at it.
Look at this battle going on farther. They come with 10 to go now. They are side by side. This smells like a yellow flag. Robinson on the high side. Herzog down below in the 57. Robinson doing a good job of making the top line work. Oh, in the wall, I believe it is. Yes, it's not going to bring out the yellow. It was Joshua Buckley. That allows Matthew Aubrey now to vulture his way up into the transfer position. Kurt Meeks in 13th, about 4 car lengths back, nothing to go. No challenge there, 9 laps of racing left. J.R. Shepard having it all his own way. Piscini in second, James Lowe looking to get that position.
We saw in that restart, James Lowe, it seemed like he had plenty of speed, but Piscini was able to get to that high side. We'll have to see. Maybe James can get a run at it. Oh, no. We'll get another caution.
Flag. Oh, it looks like it was Herzog. Herzog got into it with John Hine.
Robbie Robinson involved. His car not moving.
Take a look with Herzog. There you see it. Then we'll look at Hine as he drives through the mess. See the action there as we ride on board with Hine.
A lot of cars involved in that one.
Come back live. Hine almost got through that one. He was almost safe until Robbie Robinson came in. Poor Robbie really had it bad. 7 to go. We will go green.
We're almost at the point where if you're on track, you might get into that top 12. I think we're going to be a couple cars short of that.
14 cars on the lead lap.
I tell you what, somebody like Tim Shinoski, who has been bringing that car into the pits to try and get it repaired every single time, that just might pay off for him.
I'm showing Herzog out there in 12th right now. Meeks back in 13th. Did Herzog not take the car in for pit lane? I guess not. Yes, he did. No. He kept it out. Yeah. He's going to limp that car around. He's in 12th. That's be a tall order if he can stay in 12th.
Yeah, we're going to only have, I think, 2 or 3 laps left once we get the green flag.
This may take a while as they got to sort through here, get everybody sorted out, get the lap cars out of the way. Brian Dean is in 19th. He's trying to whoa up and let some of the guys go around him. They are working lap number 97 right now as they cross the line here. This will be 2 to go, and the lights are off. Does this mean a 1-lap shootout? Do I have my numbers right?
I think we're going to get 2-lap shootout.
We're on lap number 98, so they'll do lap number 99 and lap 100. Okay.
Green, white, checkered.
His car is in. That's exactly what it is. All right. Chris Piscini, if you have, well, look at him lay back. Look at him lay back. Watch the 15, and now he tries to get the jump, and Shepard waited, and he had to get off the throttle. Oh, that's some veteran moves from Shepard. Oh, and the record behind. That's all she wrote. J.R. Shepard is going to get the win. Piscini will get second. Lowe, Shinoski, and Butler. They couldn't get it going.
Hardin and Dooley, it looks like.
Yep. This were the drives who were racing back in 5th position. Hardin and Dooley get together, they spin off. We'll take a look at that one after we call the race winner. He's on the white flag right now. He sees the checker flag wave and he comes around corner number 4. He's done it before. Give another victory to J.R. Shepard. Chris Bassini will get second. James Lowe, Matt Shanowski, and Dan Butler round out your top 5. Let's go to the replay. This is Harden. Harden on the outside, I believe. In the 44, they get together, they move to the inside, and everybody else tries to limp it around. Remember Mark Herzog? We talked about him, and we're going to take a look at Dooley. Just to follow up on my point, Herzog was racing in 12th. He's going to come home in 11th, as there was not much racing after we went green.
Just contact. Boy.
Tim Shanowski gets the 12th spot. Look for him to be on the pole when we come back for round 4. The racing is over here, but our broadcast is far from done. We'll take a short break. We'll come back to run down the entire finishing order, talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Back in a... Shop, they're the sponsor. The Bootleg Racing League, well, they're the sanctioning body. And you've been watching the Outlaw Modified Series, round number 2 here on the Global SimRacing Channel from Myrtle Beach. Let's go ahead and run down the finishing order now of what was a pretty much a yellow-filled race. J.R. Shepard gets the win, coming from 8th position. Back in 7th was Chris Bassini. He moves up into 2nd. From 9th to 3rd was James Lowe. He's still going to have a pretty good standings in the points. Matt Shanowski, 17th to 4th. Dan Butler, 12th to 5th. Look at all these guys working their way up here. Kurt Smith, I can't stop. Here's another climber, 15th to 6th. Got one more. Joshua Buckley goes 13th to 7th. Ruben Altice will have to settle for 8th. John Hine in 9th, and rounding out your top 10, it is Kurt Meeks. Gossip?
Mark Herzog gonna get 11th place today. He'll start in 2nd next week. And then Tim Shinoski, I talked about him. He kept bringing that car in and getting it fixed for repairs. All that hard work working off. He's going to be your pole sitter next week. Jeff Dooley just missed the cut in 13th. Then we go to some lap cars. Jeffrey Harding, 14th. Kenny Kibbe, 15th. Todd Liston, 16th. Robbie Robinson, 17th. Matthew Arbery going to finish 18th. Brian Dean, 19th. And to round it out your top 20, Donnie Moore.
Then we get down to this. The last few drivers out there, Sarah Marie Spiller in the blackjack position, double duck spot. Well, Lowell Jewell was watching from the broadcast booth. Okay, J.R. Shepard is our winner. We're going to get to talk to him first. We'll bring him down into the booth. J.R., congratulations on another win. Let's talk about restarts. As more specifically, the very last restart. Chris Passini laid back, tried to get a jump. You were going to have none of it.
Yeah, the restarts are real tricky tonight, Soup. It was we were trying to go at that line that's across turn 4 every time, but unfortunately that's when the green flag would wave, so everybody kind of knew what was going on. And that last time I went a few feet before it, right when I saw him trying to make a move. So it being that close or that late in the race, I had to do something a little different.
You started in 8th. You got up there fairly quickly. Top side worked a little bit tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm actually very surprised. I mean, ever since the SK modified setups have gone back to being a little bit tight, the high side has not worked. But here at Myrtle Beach, I guess with the way the radius of the corners are, it really paid off if you're on that high line, especially earlier in the race. I think as it went late, that high side kind of went away a little bit, but it was definitely a lot of fun.
All right, Banks wasn't here today, but it looks like you got another guy that's going to challenge you for the championship. That darn James Lowe. He finished 3rd, so he's going to be right on your tail in the point.
Yeah, definitely for sure. James is fast, and he's come on strong in these SK modifieds here lately. So he's definitely going to be one to watch, and I think everybody's kind of figured out how to run these cars. If you look at the top 4 on the timesheet, I think we all ran our fastest lap with about 10 laps to go. So everybody knows what they're doing now.
Yes, indeed. All right, J.R. Shepard, your winner tonight. He'll be at the top of the points we believe in. We'll see him in round 4. Talk to you later, J.R. All right, who does Dawson get to talk to?
All right, we're going to talk to Chris Passini. He was your 2nd place finisher. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I went in with a goal tonight to see my first checkered flag at Myrtle Beach, and I ended up doing it, so that's a win for me.
Not a fair track?
I love to hate it. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh, well, we thought early on that there was going to be some good racing, but then it just seemed like we started getting cautions and we couldn't get a shot. Maybe seeing you trying to run down J.R. Shepard.
Yeah, I'm not really that good at this track, so that little bit of a green flag stint we had during the middle of the race, I was just following him, watching his braking points and everything and learning, and eventually I was adjusting my line just a little bit, and I was able to close up maybe a 10th or 2, but then the caution started coming out, and pretty much with a restart, the bottom line is king, and then you have to move up. But I'll take it though. P2. That's from not seeing a checkered flag ever to P2. That's awesome.
Chris, yeah. It's Soup here. Did you have any hopes at all of thinking that maybe you could beat JR from that outside line? No, I didn't think so.
I was praying that I would time it just right, like that one, like the one restart he did to me at Southern National for my first win, where he got right, he timed it perfectly. I'm like, I just need one of those, and maybe I'll get it, but I didn't think it was going to happen anyway.
All right, well, thanks for coming in and talking to us.
Thank you, Soup.
Sorry to cut in on there a little bit, Dawson. I had to ask him if he thought he could either get any chance of getting that one. Who we got next here? I think I'm going to be able to talk to, as we look here, we're going to be able to talk to James Lowe. Let's bring James in here. James, 9th to 3rd.
Yeah, not a bad night overall. Can't complain about it.
You're back there. You got that low line working again. You got the win the first round. You got a podium here on the second round. You're going to be close to the points. I don't want to build up your hopes here, but you're in the championship hunt at least after 2 rounds.
Well, I'll tell you, if you'd have told me I'd have had a first and a third to start off the season after last year's bad luck, I wouldn't have believed you. But so far, so good. We'll try to keep it going.
Now, look, you don't need to win. All you got to do is stay ahead of that number 98. Okay, he's going to be a couple spots behind you when you grid up, so just keep him behind you. Can you do that?
Well, that's easy to say, but, you know, JR's tough, so we'll see.
All right, James, congratulations on another good performance. We'll see you down the road.
Thanks, guys.
All right, with that said, I think we're going to wrap it up here for the Bootleg Racing League. You know, let's thank everybody at the Bootleg Racing League for organizing the Outlaw Modified Series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. For more series information about those guys, go to Bootleg. Check them out on Facebook.com, Bootleg Racing League, or bootlegracingleague.com. Oh, that's simple enough. Thanks to the series sponsor, that would be the Cruise Shop, 260-755-6125, or better yet, thecruiseshopfw.com. On screen now are just some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. You can see the software and equipment that we use to stream cyberspace into your place. The Bootleg Racing League returns for round 3 from Martinsville. That's going to be next week. GSRC will be there. We hope you join us. Sliding across your screen right now are just some of those upcoming broadcasts. If you want more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, check them out at globalsimracingchannel.com or social media, Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_gram. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become a YouTube subscriber by going over and hitting that big red button on our YouTube page. Finally, on behalf of the entire crew, and that would be Dawson, Sean, and Dougie, we'd like to thank all of you for watching. As you saw one more time, J.R. Shepard get a win here at Myrtle Beach. With that said, we're off to have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.